Welcome to Nugget 266 with Steve and Dana Groman, and today we will be talking about the flooding of the Yellowstone River. In Nugget 264, we started off this series talking about the pictures that saved Yellowstone from an article in a Discover magazine. And then in the previous Nugget 265, I ended it with one of these pictures from Scotts Bluff. And up there, it has this painting by William Henry Jackson. It's called The Way West. And what's exciting about Scotts Bluff, which is in the western part of Nebraska, it is actually the cover of my Central Edition, The Unclassic Road Trip, the photograph of Mitchell Pass. One of the greatest things at Scotts Bluff National Monument is inside the visitor center, you can see prints of William Henry Jackson's paintings of the overlanders' experiences. Jackson experienced the trail firsthand, then at the age of 81, painted around 100 scenes from the photographs he had taken during his extensive travels throughout the West. His is considered the best collection of trail history and Western artwork. The original paintings secured at the park are not available for public viewing. Believe me, I tried to see them and I couldn't. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Genesis 7:11. The Lord had promised that he would never flood the earth again, but what we see in our landscape today is a result of the flood. And in northwest North Dakota is the confluence of the Missouri and the Yellowstone rivers. And it was the historic flooding in Montana from the Yellowstone River that caused great damage to many towns and highways in Montana and in Yellowstone National Park. And here are some photographs of the washout of the highway near Gardner. The Yellowstone River starts there in North Dakota, winds around, follows the interstate through Billings, and then goes over to Livingston, where you can see the flooding here in Livingston, and it breaks off into the Gardner River at the little town of Gardner. And then the Yellowstone River proceeds across the northeast entrance of Yellowstone and goes into Yellowstone Lake after passing through the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. And if you've been following the nuggets that we have been covering Yellowstone, you will have seen some of the beautiful pictures from Yellowstone. One of the ways to get to Yellowstone is the northeast entrance, and this is the town of Red Lodge, which is located north of Beartooth Highway, which is an extremely scenic and can be a white-knuckle trip into the northeast part of the Yellowstone. But Red Lodge is actually 70 miles away, and it is on the Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone River. The devastating flood that occurred along the Yellowstone River in June constitutes a 1 in 500-year event, according to a U.S. Geological Survey news release. And we've been mentioning the U.S. Geological Survey quite a bit in these recent nuggets. More than 10,000 visitors to Yellowstone National Park were forced to evacuate during this flood. All 5 of Yellowstone's park entrances remain closed Friday as flood recovery and repair efforts are underway in preparation for the park's reopening, according to a release from the park superintendent's office. And this is all back in June. We have made tremendous progress in a very short amount of time, but have a long way to go, Superintendent Cam Shawley said in the release. All emergency and life safety objectives within the park have been accomplished or stabilized within the first 96 hours of the flood event without major injury or death. My point in this is one relatively small river that has created such havoc in these towns and in Yellowstone. And here is from Yellowstone National Park trips. Is Yellowstone open? Flood updates. Following damage which closed the park on June 13, 2022, Yellowstone reopened 93% of roadways by July 2nd. The 3 southernmost entrances, plus both loops of the Grand Loop Road, are open. The north and northeast entrances, plus Lamar Valley on the northeast entrance road, are currently closed to passenger vehicle traffic, but park officials announced that they expect these roads to be passable by October 15, 2022, which is great to hear. In Nugget 207, we took you to Specimen Ridge, which is in Lamar Valley. Today I contacted a ranger and was asking about Soda Butte, which is located in the Lamar Valley near Specimen Ridge along the Soda Butte Creek, and she said that the road is devastated there, but that Soda Butte was not damaged, which I am so glad to hear that. This map shows where the northeast entrance is still closed to traffic, but most of the park is opened, and there are construction delays, and the delays that are on near Old Faithful and towards the Tetons, those were going on while we were there back in October. Beartooth Pass, which is one of the most incredible highways in the nation, is the only way to get into Yellowstone National Park from the northeast entrance. The Gardner entrance has also been devastated but is back open. One of the neatest signs along the Gardner entrance highway is this 45th parallel of latitude, halfway between equator and the North Pole. And God said, "This is the token of the covenant which I made between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh." Genesis 9:12 through 15. What we see here in God's Word is that He will never destroy all flesh. This is an example of why we know that it was a worldwide flood in Genesis. Noah's flood was a worldwide flood because we still have floods today, and even a localized flood can do tremendous damage. Can you imagine the damage on this earth with a worldwide flood? I hope you will take a few minutes and go visit my new site, danasbooks.net. On the homepage, you'll see information about my 3 travel books and videos, our featured videos for our Saturday travel and history tips. The new feature that I think you will all like is the recipes section. Under the recipes, you'll find a section on beverages and smoothies, meals and side dishes, and desserts and fun foods. I will be adding more to the site in the upcoming weeks. You'll find some of the recipes are videos and some are in print. I hope you enjoy. Share our content with your friends and family. Help us grow our channel. If you appreciate our content, tell others and repost on your social platforms. Thank you.